So when it comes to implementing the expanding aliases that I talked about, you can really use any sort of text expansion tool to do that. For example, I'm going to take a look at here how you can use AutoHotkey to expand aliases. And this can become global then beyond just your shell. So not just Z shell or PowerShell or whatever. You can use this anywhere within your environment. All right, so inside of my Windows environment here, if I open up the overflow, I've got the AutoHotkey icon visible. That means that there's a script running. If I edit this, I can show you how this works. Not much here. I'm just starting to experiment with using AutoHotkey. I was primarily focused on this with respect to something that's like a keyboard maestro, but on Windows. And so right now, if I come into text expand working, so inside of here, I have a couple of expansions set up. The first one here is something I just use globally, and it's so that I can insert a date anywhere I'd like just by typing today. And you can see it replaces today with the date. So I have that. I also have TOAY to get the word today when I need to actually just use the word today. And then I also have foo set up to map to bar. So if I wanted to use this to set up alias expansion, I might do an asterisk, and then let's do DCR. I'll map that to Docker container run. Save that. And of course, if I type DCR right here, it's not going to do anything because I need to reload the script. So in this case, I believe I can hit F5 to do this from VS Code, but I'm going to come down to the icon and actually do it. Reload the script, and then DCR. There you go, Docker container run. Which means if I open up the terminal, right from the command line DCR maps into Docker container run. And so you could come over to this AutoHotkey script and define all sorts of aliases to expand. And of course, they would work in the terminal as well as in other locations. One of the downsides to this approach is that AutoHotkey is specific to Windows. So if you're like me and you use a Mac just as often as Windows, well, then you might want to consider some sort of solution that's cross-platform. For example, I actually used both the PowerShell line editor and Z Shell's line editor to implement this, and I'll show that in some upcoming videos.